So I decided to tackle my two front axle seals on my BX25. Thanks to foreshorts, I'm able to even tackle this. Any case, I'm doing the two sides. I've already got one side almost done. Decided to do the video, and thought I'd just give you a quick look at where we are and what's left to do. So here's my BX25. She's got just over 500 hours. I started out with this side, drain the fluid, pulled off the axle, and that's the one I started with. Just pulled this one off here, and about to start that one. So this is what we've got. The seal's already been put back in place. So just like Bob Kellen's, mine's leaking down through here. You can see that right there. So yeah, mine was leaking gear oil down through here, and on both sides. Started out on the driver's side, then went to the passenger side within a couple of months. Anyway, so I've just pushed the this bearing back in. You know, when you're at this kind of stuff, you might as well do the two seals. Really not a lot of money. Outer seal is this one here, part number. Again, genuine Kubota parts. The inner one, which is in this housing, is this guy right here. Anyway, so I'm just about to put the crown gear, I guess you'd call it, back on, and then we'll button all this back up. Anyway, I don't have a tripod, so I can't get you to watch all this. But this is the other side I just pulled off. I just wanted to double check and see how far that bearing went down. You can probably see in there. There you go. Anyway, so I'll get this put back together, and then maybe see if I can do some on the other side. All right, so we just buttoned up this axle and put a little, just a gasket maker around the edge here. The ring that was there was in good shape, but you know, I guess it doesn't hurt to add a little extra, you know, just in case. Again, you know, doing all this work, you might as well do what you have to try and get it to work. So I'm not going to put this on just yet. I'm going to just lay this down, and we'll start on the other side. Alright, so we'll put that guy there. And so the first thing we got to do is get the I'm going to take this ring off, actually, this gasket, and I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to clean up my surface here. I want to keep things clean, guys. I mean, really, you know, you don't want to get all that you know, any debris inside. I like to use the old t-shirts. Use the outside, turn them inside out, and use the other side. Anyway, again, that looks like it's in good shape. There's no cracks, there's no dry rotting there, so it's not pinched out. So I'll just show you that. It's in good shape. In great shape. So we'll reuse that. So we've got some work to do on this guy. And the first thing we need to do there we go. So the retaining ring that's down there, and look at these. These are just your standard, you know, again, Princess Auto, but they're not the locking type, which I would have preferred, but they're all out when I went to pick these up last week, knowing I had to do the job. So the first one went without a hitch. So hopefully the second one will too. And get them in plain sight here. I see. I'll turn this to the camera. Alright guys, my hands are all greasy, so I don't want to zoom in. Guess I need a cameraman or woman. I'm not sexist. Alright. Alright. So you just leave that guy there. You don't need to try and take him out. You just as long as it's unlocked, this should come on mated here. Because this is there we go. So folks, it's like Paul mentioned in his video, this is a two-piece seal, and again, I agree, it's great engineering. You don't want to wear this out. So the seal, when you get it, you'll notice it comes in two pieces. So we'll set that guy aside, and this is the seal we're after right here. This is the culprit. And you can tell, guys, I mean, you know, I take good care of my tractor, but you can see why these guys are failing. I mean, look at all the grime and the you know, mud and such. So it's, you know, it's really no wonder these guys are failing like they do. But we'll set a new one in there and be good as new. So, alright. Okay, so to keep the video short, and you know, others have already gone through these steps a lot better than I'm going to. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece off. You can just, you know, I'll put a screwdriver underneath here, and we'll just lift it up. And just be careful, you know, you don't nick anything. So we'll lift that up, and that just slides right off. And then on the other side, you just pull that seal out. And be careful these, you know, the cogs on this side. Oh, my heater's cutting in. Yeah, just be careful these guys here, because they'll come out. You can see that. Just be careful if they do come out. They go back in properly. There's a ring there, so they shouldn't pop out. In any case, I'm going to pause the video, and when I come back, we'll have that seal out, and we'll be ready to put the new one in. Alright folks, so we're back, and you can see the seal comes in two pieces, right? So I've just taken them apart, and this piece will go over here. So that slides right on here. Right, and I'm going to drive it home right to the bottom. Sorry, I'm getting out of focus. Alright, so that'll go on there. And then the other part of the seal, as I mentioned, goes right here. Right? So I haven't taken that one out yet. So I don't have a good piece of pipe, but like I said, I'm the type to make do with what I have. What I did find was the cover, guys, off the rear PTO. You're all familiar with this. The diameter on that is perfect for driving this guy home. Bring it over here on my anvil. And a dead blow hammer. I'm just going to drive this home. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit of grease on there. Just the grease from the seal itself. Just to give that a fighting chance to get on there nice. And set it on there, guys. You want to set it on so that you're driving it even the whole way down, okay? Just like that. Alright, I'll show you that. Alright. There you go. Alright. Now these bearings are shifting. I mentioned earlier about not having to pull out that snap ring. I think I'm going to have to anyway, just to, I think I did on the other side as well, to get that seated back in place. There's a little thrust washer in there, kind of like a spacer, and I think that's after moving a little bit, so I'm going to pull that ring out, that snap ring, and seat that back in place. Then I'm going to take the seal out on the other side. I'm not going to show you that. All I'm going to do with that, because I don't have a seal puller, what I did on the last one, let me see if I can find, oh, here we go. Yeah, so guys, all I did with that was this puller that I got at Princess Auto. I just turned that guy around, and you can pull that seal out nice and gentle with this guy. All right. So when we come back, I'll have that seal out, and we'll be ready to put the new one back in. So we should be off to the races. Now, what I'm going to do before I start the other one, I'm going to clean up these surfaces here, right, all around here. Again, just a really fine piece of sandpaper. Now, as I'm looking at that, I'm remembering something I forgot to do. And put our thrust washer back on. Give that a little bit of clean there. And our snap ring. So you guys, your thrust washer goes on first, and then your snap ring. I have to turn my pliers around again. You know, for very inexpensive, these things really, they really are great. Guys, I'm by no means a mechanic, but I'm the type of person who likes to give everything a try yourself. I don't mind being defeated, but you know, I mean, you've got some great videos out there. Shout out Four Shorts again. There, Paul did a fantastic job of showing us how to do this. So kudos to you, Paul. In any case, so that went in there fine, no issues. I'm going to go ahead and get set up and put this guy right over here for the time being, and pull out this guy. So what we're doing here, guys, this bearing's got to come off. This gear's got to come off, and then, like we saw earlier, those two, I guess, lock washers, I'd call them, or half moon washers. They come out, and we're back to the other bearing. So here's the pullers that I had to modify. Like I said, I just skimmed the top of them off there with the grinder. Just to give, I mean, Kubota's done a fabulous job on this, but they don't give us a lot of room to get underneath this bearing. So I guess if you've got some good tools. I don't have a lot of tools. I guess I need some more. But in any case, find a sweet spot underneath this bearing and you should be okay. I'm just going to give it a little tap here. That may or may not be enough. Now, what I did the last time was, this puller doesn't have an adjustment down here, so what I did the last time was just put one of these C-clamps on, just to, again, give you a chance to get it off, prevent the puller from slipping off your bearing. Now, there we go. Guys, like I said, if I can do this, anybody can do this. And, you know, it's a great, you know, it's a great little job. Unfortunately, it's, I don't know, I guess it's probably the 6th of January now, 7th of January. And we're getting a bit of snow, so I need my tractor. And, I'm kind of up against things here because I got to get it back on the road. I got to get my cab on. And I got to get going again with the season. Now that wants to spin. Let's give this a try. Guess I should put this in the vise. Oh, and I think we just slipped under the bearing, which is actually a good thing. And here it comes. Sorry guys, not trying to cover the shot. Probably a pretty boring video. But I just wanted to give everyone an idea of, you know, how great some of the YouTube videos out there are. There we go. So, we'll leave that guy there. And we'll get ready to pull all this out. Okay, so that slips off. Set that aside. And just like on the last one, I'm going to give this a little clean up here so we can see what we're doing. Get those little half moon. Alright folks, so we got that all cleaned up. I took a very small knife and a little bit of sandpaper, very fine sandpaper, and just clean this surface in here where that seal is gonna seat. And I also took a little bit of the grease from the seal. There was a lot on the one I had, and I just put that in there. That'll give it a chance to seat nicely. And of course, I did the same thing on the other side, the other half of this. You can see, put a, you know, a nice smearing of grease there, and that's just the like I said, the grease that came with the seal. So I'm gonna put this guy in here, and I'm just gonna use the same PTO cover that I used earlier to seat that in. I used it last time on the other one. It fits, makes a perfect seal around the seal, no pun intended, and that'll seat that in there nicely. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you that, because I'm going to have to put that in a vise, or maybe not. And again, you want to make sure it goes in there, goes in even. You want a good seat. No. Just a little tap. here on the edge and we're done. There we go, folks. Show you. A nice seating. That's all to that. Alright. Alright. And still lots of grease there, so I'm happy with that. So we're going to put these guys back together. I'm going to put these together before I fix this bearing here. So all that's going to happen here, guys, we're going to push these together, and then this washer down here. It'll go. There we go. Make sure that's in place before you seat these together. A little screwdriver. And that's what locks it in place. This is as simple as mating these guys together on our seal. Alright, as promised, so I pulled the bearing out. You just have to turn it on its side, and it pulls right out. So this cog here, there's two inside. There's that one, and then there's the other one. I've mated these together here now. I was just pushing it in. And then this one inside here, guys, you can see that here. This cog inside just rests on the top. There's no pin or locking pin on that or anything. So that just sits on there. And then your bearing goes. Actually, before I put the bearing in, I'm going to go ahead and put that snap ring on. A little trick I found with doing the first snap ring is just get yourself a little clamp and pull this together a little tiny bit so that you've got lots of room there and you're not fighting with that snap ring. Just turn my pliers around again. So I'm going to try and turn this now so we can see it on the camera. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't have a zoom function there. So basically, that snap ring is going to go. When you guys get at this, you'll see the on your own. You'll see the groove where that goes. But like I said, putting the clamp on there just really gives you a fighting chance of getting that. The first time. Hopefully, when I say that, it'll make a liar out of me. So, I'd start getting the pliers on this. Oh, I got my pliers backwards. That's not going to work. I remember how these guys go. All right. Okay, so I'm going to grab my flashlight. That's exactly when I got this in place. Let's put it on the back. Let's put it on the front. Alright. clean screwdriver, just move it around here, make sure everything is in place. Yeah. Well, looks like we're good, folks. Alright, perfect. So like I said, the clamp really makes that job go a lot smoother. Alright, so now we've got to put that bearing back in. And I think we'll probably have to give this guy a little love tap. Let's make sure that's in. There we go. So we should be off to the races. Now what I'm going to do before I start the other one, I'm going to clean up these surfaces here, right, all around here. Again, just a really fine piece of sandpaper. Now, as I'm looking at that, I'm remembering something I forgot to do. And put our thrust washer back on. Give that a little bit of clean there. And our snap ring. So you guys, your thrust washer goes on first, and then your snap ring. I have to turn my pliers around again. You know, for very inexpensive, these things really, they really are great. Guys, I'm by no means a mechanic, but I'm the type of person who likes to give everything a try yourself. I don't mind being defeated, but you know, you've got some great videos out there. Shout out Four Shorts again. Paul did a fantastic job of showing us how to do this, so kudos to you, Paul. In any case, so that went in there fine, no issues. I'm going to go ahead and get set up and put this guy right over here for the time being and pull out this guy. So what we're doing here, guys, this bearing's got to come off. This gear's got to come off, and then like we saw earlier, those two, I guess, lock washers, I'd call them, or half moon washers. They come out, and we're back to the other bearing. So here's the pullers that I had to modify. Like I said, I just skimmed the top of them off there with the grinder, just to give me. Kubota's done a fabulous job on this, but they don't give us a lot of room to get underneath this bearing. So. I guess if you've got some good tools. I don't have a lot of tools. I guess I need some more. But in any case, find a sweet spot underneath this bearing, and you should be okay. I'm just going to give it a little tap here. That may or may not be enough. Now, what I did the last time was, this puller doesn't have an adjustment down here, so what I did the last time was just put one of these C-clamps on, just to, again, give you a chance to get it off, prevent the puller from slipping off your bearing. Now, There we go. Guys, like I said, if I can do this, anybody can do this. And, you know, it's a great, you know, it's a great little job. Unfortunately, it's, I don't know, I guess it's probably the 6th of January now, 7th of January. And we're getting a bit of snow, so I need my tractor. And I'm kind of up against some things here because I got to get it back on the road. I got to get my cab on. And I got to get going again with the season. Now that one's to spin. Give this a try. Guess I should put this in the vise. Oh, and I think we just slipped under the bearing, which is actually a good thing. And here it comes. Sorry guys, not trying to cover the shot. Probably a pretty boring video. But I just wanted to give everyone an idea of, you know, how great some of the YouTube videos out there are. There we go. So, we'll leave that guy there. And we'll get ready. Pull all this out. Okay, so that slips off. Set that aside. And just like on the last one, I'm going to give this a little clean up here so we can see what we're doing. Get those little half moon, excuse me, not bearings. Right, these little guys. Excuse me. So there's 2 of them in there. Excuse me. Alright, so once that's out, give this a little tap. There we go. And guys, here's the seal we're looking at. Sorry. Alright, so you can see why these guys are failing. There's a lot of debris and stuff. This one wasn't leaking, but, you know, you're in there. Do them all, right? There's only 2 seals in these whole axles, so get them done. Pull them out. 500 hours on this BX25. So it's, you know, things like this are going to happen. I don't mind. It's a little inconvenient sometimes, but it's been leaking for a little while, and I've been topping it up, checking the fluid every day whenever I use it, so it's a good chance to get this done. Anyway, folks, I'm going to, now this bearing is going to pop right out, and it's going to allow me to get that seal from the inside. So, this seal will come out easy, and then the new one will go back in. And we'll come back when we're ready to put the new seals in. See you soon, guys. Alright, guys, so the other seal, like I said, that bearing just pops out pretty easy. The old seal then you can get at from the other side. So I used, let me see if I can find it here and show you. Just a piece of, forgive the bad videotaping, guys. So I just used a piece of 1.5 inch plumbing pipe to give that a couple of taps, and that pops out from the other side. Oh, these bearings, guys, I mean, look at this. This is the old seal. You know, it looks to be in good shape. There's no tears on it, and it wasn't leaking. But like I said, you know, it's time to pull it out. So the new seal, I've got that in, And all I did with that, guys, is just use the old seal and put over because it's a good fit, and just gave that a couple of taps with the dead blow hammer to seat that in, and that's all good. And I've cleaned it all up. Keep everything nice and clean, guys. You don't want to be prematurely wearing out your bearings or leaky seals. So that's the old one. The new one is in. So I'm going to clean this up here so that we're going to get a good seal. And clean this up. Use a bit of brake fluid cleaner and clean it up here. It's in pretty good shape, but you know, again, let's try to keep everything clean. Put back together and new gear oil, and we'll be ready to start doing driveways here because it's on this shaft. So you know it's going to go. It's going to go on straight. So I just put a little shop towel here, just to catch any debris that might come from this piece of metal. And I think that's all we need to bring that guy home. So that went well. Now all we got to do is make sure this guy is cleaned up. He's in good shape. I mean, there's nothing going on here. Just get all the old oil out, and the old gear oil. I'm using the 80W90, not the UDT that Kubota had it in it at first. Nice thick gear oil, I prefer that. So, actually, last moons go in first. Getting a little ahead of myself. I showed this part already, so I'm not going to show it again. And it's in there. Actually, this is probably where I could probably glue up the video, because you've seen all of this on the other side. Now, trying to find my tools. Go. And voila. And that's in there good. So the last one is this bearing. Keeps all that in place. And again, that's spinning perfect, so that doesn't need to be replaced. This guy we can put down with our piece of pipe. Started there. There we go. The advantage of using plastic is you don't, less chance that you're going to dent or do any damage, but the disadvantage is that if there's any little burrs on the pipe, you want to make sure to clean them up. I think we're good. Now we'll try and get our puller under there as a test. Let's see if we've got it driven home as much as it was before. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good, folks. All right. So, and that's spinning perfect. No grinding of any sort. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of gasket sealer on here. Just you know, like I said, the ring that came with it, the gasket that came with it is in great shape, but just for a little extra insurance, just going to put a small bead on here. Don't forget to put your gasket on. Give that a gentle wipe, and then we'll put these together. I don't know if there's anything else I can show you. Everything is just, you know, assemble as per normal in the reverse of how it all came off. You can't put it on wrong because there's a little pin there on the axle when it mates there to the tractor. So I don't think we need to do anything, shoot any video on that. But in any case, thanks very much for watching. I am a huge fan of Paul's channel, so I do encourage anyone who's not subscribed to go ahead and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Fabulous work. Hopefully someday I'll get out and see Gasoline Alley myself. I'm just here in Torbay, Newfoundland, so with any luck, I get out there someday. See all the wonderful stuff he's done out there. But really subscribe, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And in the next couple of days, I hope to get the cab on. I built the cab out of pine plywood, or not plywood, sorry. Well, there's some plywood on it, I guess. I built it out of pine, and I guess I can take you around and give you a quick show of that. So we'll hoist that up and get it put on the tractor. We still got to put the blade on. I had a friend weld up an ATV blade that I had kind of makeshift attached to the front end loader, the FEL there, and it wasn't working great. It was kind of just put together, but we welded it up this year, and I'll show you that. He's done a fantastic job. So I'll show you the tractor there now before we sign out, the cab, and of course we've got to put the blower on. Kubota's got a guard that they've put out this year, so we'll put that on the back of the 2789. B2789 is the rear mount snowblower I've got, and so I'll show you that when it's on. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I'll show you a quick view of the cab there, and I'll do another video on mounting that on the tractor and show you what it looks like. So I'll give you a quick show of that, and then we'll sign out. There's the rear mount snowblower there. It's the B2789, and there's the cab. So we'll get that put on. A couple of doors there in the corner. We'll get those put back on, and then we'll get her all buttoned up. We'll get her back out and blowing and pushing some snow. Well, in case anyone was wondering, the heater cutting in all the time. That's what I'm using up there. It's a radiant propane radiant heater, and it goes the length of the garage. It's 32 feet long, and it's great. It's relatively quiet. Fantastic heat because it heats the. Sorry about the video, guys. It's probably a little bit crooked. Anyway, it heats objects, radiant heat, rather than heat in the air. So I can open up the doors and not lose my heat, which is great. Those doors are 8-foot doors as well. So you know, to accommodate the wraps on the BX25. So that's the idea there. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.